Hey guys, welcome back to the third encounter with a General Lex this time. I believe this is the third room as well. So there's some skills that we're gonna go over. This is called the Bullet Storm that General Lex does, and it's literally like a raid wiper. So he basically kind of puts his rifle to the mid chest and just continues to shoot at a conus angle going back and forth. Now when he does that, don't try to go and revive people during, because you will just die as well. Wait for the bullet storm to end, and then you could go in and try to revive as many people as you can. Obviously if you're the only one there, then you're just kind of screwed and you might have to do it over. The second major skill that we'll go into is called a Venom Grenade, and well, that's what I call it, but it's basically very self-explanatory. You've seen it in the other video that I did with Cybernetic, but it's basically the same thing. General Lex will shoot kind of like a grenade launch-ish thing, and it will hit someone, and that person is Vengeance. In this video right here, see, he has it. Now he's rolling away from the group. All you really have to do is roll away from the group and stay in a corner and get healed by the healers, of course. During that time, if you stand near other party members, you will also damage them every time you take damage. So that will in turn wipe a group if you're not careful. Now there are two group placements that I really want to talk about. One is near the tunnel and the other one is near the shield. I will go ahead and start with the tunnel first. Now the tunnel is, majority of the time I see people using this is when you tank General Lex near the entrance where there is a slight tunnel, hence the tunnel. However, what I think is that I think it's personally a little bit more of a dangerous route than the shield form, which I'll show later, but not wrong. I'm just saying that it's a little bit difficult to manage Lex anyways, General Lex, because he likes to teleport anywhere. So he in turn might teleport a little bit too back when he returns back to the tank, means that everyone will be clustered in the middle of the room. So when he pulls, then he will pull everyone in, and if someone has like a dot on them, or if one of these unstable drones go off with its AoE, you will lose a lot more people than you really want to. And you want to minimize as much people from going down as possible, because the time you take to pick them up and recoup will basically waste you a lot of time, and in turn might make the reinforcements at the end come out. So you want to be aware of that. Also, it really makes this kind of bottleneck effect at the tunnel that you really don't want. So this is the other form of group placement that I'm going to talk about, which is the shield. And this is where the tank basically tanks Lex more near the shield, not at the entrance, but when you go to move on. This creates a more open view, but it's more circular and more aerial. So when Lex pulls you in, everyone is able to roll away in different directions rather than all rolling away in one direction, which if something happens, then the possibility of someone dropping is a lot less than having 5 people drop all at once because of bullet storm, just like in the clip all the way in the beginning of the video. So that's what you definitely want to avoid. This works well, much better for us than the tunnel one. And there's a lot more room anyways, and since General Lex jumps around wherever he wants to, it seems to work out a lot better. He also, I'm just showing the poison again, and you see Tesseract rolling away and just staying away from the group. You definitely want to be aware of what's around your party members, just so that you're not accidentally standing next to someone who has a poison and then going down for no reason. Another skill that General Lex uses is basically his rifle attack. He uses the mortar, and if you're a rifle user, you definitely know what it looks like. It's basically when fragments fall from the sky and damages in an area of effect kind of way. And here is a still of an ad. These unstable ads are basically the room mechanic. They will come out periodically, just like the guys from the second room. However, the difference is that these guys shoot missiles, and they actually really do hurt, and they do it consecutively to one person, and sometimes they do it in a conus kind of fashion. But yeah, you see me taking a lot of damage. You can either heal out of it, but in turn when they come out, the best thing to do is for a DPS to DPS it down as quick as it can. But you have to be aware that when they go off, they do an AoE. Another attack that General Lex does is that he teleports and then he does his one-hand flurry. And he does this very often actually, so you will want to watch out for that. We figured that there was a nice little tip. I'm not sure if it works all the time, but it seems to work better for us, is that if you have any pet trinkets of any kind, you could go ahead and equip those, a Death Blossom, a Mr. Boo, just anything from any season. It doesn't really matter. It seems to like the pets more and will teleport to the pet, in turn defeating your pet, obviously, but you know, at least one of your party members is not going down, and obviously a trinket, you could just pop it again once its cooldown wears off. So that's better than, you know, having to pick up someone and possibly having the chance to lose them. He also does the Lex Luthor Bunker Buster, as you've seen on the second video. If you haven't gotten to check that out, I will go ahead and link it at the end of the video, so you could go ahead and check that out, because I actually do outline it for you. It's where you see 4 huge L's, and they do an area like a missile kind of thing, so you have to just roll away from it. Or if you have the shield and you have a strong enough shield to negate a lot of that damage and absorb it, then you could go ahead and pop that shield as well. So while we are watching the rest of this video, I pretty much talked all about what it does. It does the usual rifle stuff where it flips forward and then flips back and such, and I think when it uses one hand, it does its flurry and its focus, one-handed focus throw, the block breaker move. So you just have to watch out for those. Keep in mind that the reinforcements are on a timer as well, so you definitely want to focus down on the boss itself instead, and let most of your AoEs hit the drone, but I would probably designate 1 DPS to focus down on the ad itself and leave General Lex for the time being, so that you could really burn it down and not really have to worry about extra damage going to your healers or trollers or such. Another thing is definitely rotate your supercharges, call them out definitely. If you have any supply drops or any home trinkets that benefit the group, call those out as well. And if you have TeamSpeak, Mumble, in-game voice chat, Ventrilo of any kind, definitely utilize those forms of voice chat, because it really helps you out instead of taking the time to, like, even if it's a split second to chat, to type in chat, hey, there's an ad, because in that time frame and in that 2 seconds, it might not seem like a big deal, but that is basically another power out or another healing out that could have saved another party member of yours. And that's pretty much about it, guys, and this was the 3rd room, and I'm going to go ahead and post a lot more of these bosses when I encounter them, so stay in tune for that, and I will go ahead and you should be seeing the videos up here soon, and I hope you really enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Mobilize for like 3 seconds, and you know, 3 seconds in this raid is a big difference from an instant wipe to, you know, defeating the boss. So